The St. Louis City Sheriff now says deputies will continue hospital detail for jail detainees after announcing the service would end. Sheriff Alfred Montgomery cited budget cuts for that. Well, today Montgomery found himself on the hot seat with aldermen asking him about everything from mass firings to pay raises. First Alert 4 investigator David Amilati reports.
Sheriff, how are you able to ask for more resources? We can't provide the aldermen any documentation or dollars that your department does need this?
First Alert 4 investigates working to get answers from St. Louis Sheriff Alfred Montgomery, storming out of City Hall following a heated 2-hour hearing.
I was unaware of any of the issues that you were having with your hospital unit prior to us getting a public letter. And I do need to say on the record that I think that is ridiculous.
We take responsibility for our actions. We're learning as we grow into this position. Each and every one of my administrators are learning.
Alderman then turned the conversation over to the impact of terminating dozens of employees while giving deputies pay raises just days after taking office.
Was there ever any thought of, okay, yes, we want to raise the pay of our deputies, but maybe we'll do that in the next fiscal year to avoid having a deficit?
We were not aware of the amount of the payouts until about, if I'm not mistaken, was it 2 weeks or a week into office?
And at that time, you had already raised the rates for the lower deputies?
Yes.
My understanding is that as of the 1st of May, your department is running a deficit of about $635,000. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And out of that deficit, you would admit that $491,000 and change is because of actions directly taken by you with respect to the termination of 17 long-term employees,
Yes.
right?
17 administrators. So the same as when the mayor came in office, she came in with her own administration. I did the same exact thing.
Sheriff Montgomery says he is getting different treatment as an elected leader because of the color of his skin.
I just want to address the elephant in the room here because I think it's definitely necessary to address this. I don't get the same responses or the same respect like senior alder individuals or individuals in office. They look at me as another, I'm gonna just be honest, another black guy that just happened to take up an office. So when I make those calls and say, hey, let's sit down and meet, I get the cold shoulder. And that's a problem.
For Alderman Michael Browning, he says the mayor and the sheriff are two different roles and says the problem right now is the budget committee has to make a budget with little information.
It's very difficult for us to do our jobs to figure out what money the sheriff's office needs to do its core duties. Especially when we receive news media reports, when we receive threats from your office to stop doing those duties, and we receive contradictory information. What you're saying is we need this money. Trust us, and the problem is that it is very hard to trust you.
When the sheriff left Monday's committee hearing, First Alert 4 investigates who is there to continue asking questions.
Any response to the fact that the majority of the deficit that your department faces is by your doing? Sheriff, are you above the law?
He wouldn't answer questions and closed the garage door as we continue to press for answers.
Sheriff, we do have more questions if you would take the time to answer them.
In downtown St. Louis, David Amilati, First Alert 4 investigates.
So the sheriff says he is asking for 20 more deputies for hospital detail at a cost of $840,000. Today's hearing follows a letter submitted by the Holy Joe Society, a group of area attorneys, calling for Attorney General Andrew Bailey to remove Montgomery as sheriff of the city of St. Louis.